So when I was a new church planter, I got a phone call from the vice president of our denomination. And he said he was going to be in town and he wanted to meet with me and a couple of other young pastors and take us out to breakfast. So it was a great morning for pancakes, just cold enough that you want a warm stack of buttery pancakes in front of you and a hot cup of coffee. And we settled in, and Don began to speak to us and started by making some jokes about his own experience as a church planter. His failed attempts at that, he determined, were probably the reason our denomination started an assessment center to begin with. But soon enough, he got to the topic he really wanted to impress on us. He said to us, before I was the vice president of the denomination, I spent years as the director of the Department of Ordered Ministry. This is the wing of the church that's in charge of ordaining new pastors and also deordaining pastors who have had a moral fall or for whatever reason are coming out of ministry. Don said, those years were full of joy. I got to walk with people as they came into ministry, and they were full of pain because every pastor who fell, I sat with them, I cried with them, I heard their story, I saw the devastation in their lives and their families and their churches, and I grieved that with them. And then Don asked this question. He said, I learned something sitting with all those pastors. He says, do you know what all of them had in common? And you can imagine the three of us sitting there had forgotten all about our food. We were rapt to attention at this point. And he said, this is what they all had in common. Everyone takes care of themselves. He said, there's no exceptions to this rule. Every one of us finds ways to take care of ourselves. Says the difference between those pastors who do well and those pastors who, on the other hand, end up drinking too much or having an affair or taking the money or whatever it is. So the difference is those who have learned to take care of themselves in healthy ways are able to do this over the long haul. Those who don't take care of themselves will find unhealthy ways to take care of themselves. And sometimes those things lead to our destruction. The pressures are very high. The demands on our time and on our family are very high. The emotional toll that it takes on us is very difficult as well. We need to be people who, from day one, are putting good habits in place that will help us take care of ourselves in ways that are healthy. This is the thing with our habits. We form habits, good or bad, and then those habits go on to form us, and they determine the kind of people we'll be. The rule of life is a tool that helps us put into place intentionally habits, spiritual disciplines, relationships, and experiences that are going to help us grow in the right direction, that will help us continue to grow deeper in Christ, and through that, to be able to go further in missions. Depending on your season of life, where you're at, your circumstances, family-wise, vocationally, otherwise, it's going to make a big difference in terms of the shape that your rule of life takes. So remember, grace is the context. Be kind to yourself as you lean into this and as you use this important tool to grow deeper in your relationship with Christ.